All right. Well, hello, folks. Welcome back to the channel. For today's lesson, we are going to make an interesting take on cake and cupcakes. We're going to make cake tacos. This is something that I came up with because, back in the day when I used to make 100 million birthday cakes every single week, and every now and then we get a little humped cake, a little too much hump on it. Have to trim a little bit off the top. We turn that into a cake taco. So, in the years since, I've learned how to, create my own version of a cake taco so that you don't have to just rely on having a cake top to enjoy with it. So, I'm going to show you how to do it. What I do is I start with batter that's already pre-mixed, okay, and you want to chill it. Okay, it's very important that you chill the batter. Well, basically what I'm saying is if you start with warm, fresh batter that you just made, it's going to be very super runny, okay, and it's going to turn into a big giant puddle. What we're going to do is we're going to make some puddles of cake batter, but hopefully they're going to hold their shape a little bit so that they can, set and bake a little bit before they totally run out. So let's get started. I think that it would probably be a good idea to spray the paper. So we'll do that. Give it a light little mist. And, okay, normally my cupcake scoop is bigger than this. But this is too much. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do about half of this scoop onto the pan, okay, see here, and we'll just give a little plop on like so. Maybe a little more on that one, okay, here we go. Now you're going to want to bake these at our normal baking temperature, 350 at home. Okay, in my oven, I'm going to go with my 290, 295 for my convection because with the wind going on the convection, it's going to bake faster. All right, so I'm going to put these aside. Now I've already got my oven preheated. I just turned it off for the sake of the video. So as soon as I get all these scooped, I'm going to turn that on, and it's going to be ready, set to go right away. So I'm not going to have to worry about, giving it 10 minutes to heat up. I'll be able to put these pans right in the oven, which is optimum, because I don't want this batter to warm up too much and spread too much. Okay. Now, this isn't an exact science, okay, so, you got to keep that in mind. We're basically making some pancakes here, so it would seem at this point. Let me throw more, I think. I can make them bigger, but I don't want them to spread into each other, so I'm just going to stick on the bigger side. Okay. All right, so now I also have some chocolate batter. I think I'll make some of those. That way we can have a little variety. Chocolate taco. Chocolat. Oh yeah. Okay, so don't need much, just a bit. Okay.
Oh, and the fun fact is the fact that this is Tasty Tuesday.
Oh my, Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Cake style. There you go. How's that?
Seems like this would be pretty easy for the kids to do too, right?
Everything's easy for the kids, Dan. Kid?
Okay.
Yeah. Kids have an easier time baking than us adults do.
True.
Comes more natural to them. Really does. Yeah, this is absolutely something you want to do with your kids. Okay. Okay. Now they're not going to take long to bake, and I'm going to hover right on top of them. I'll be checking them every, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Don't expect that they'll take much more than 10, 12 minutes altogether, just like as if they were cookies. So after they bake, I'll let you know what we come up with. In the meantime, we're going to just take a little quickie, and I'm going to turn the oven on. I'm going to bake these. We'll time it, and we'll be back shortly. So, hold on. These didn't take long at all. Welcome back. They only took about 8 minutes, really. I turned them after about 5, and they were almost done. These ones looked a little wet on top. So did these. Turned them 3 minutes later. I yanked them. Okay, so notice they're done, but they're not. They don't have a lot of color, and they pull right off the pan because I sprayed the paper. Okay, so this one probably could have been done a little bit more. Have to be very gentle getting underneath it with the fingers, turning it over. Okay. Now they're not really cold. Okay, they're still at their room temperature. They've only come out of the oven, it's been 10 minutes, 15?
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah. Took me about that long to get everything ready. What I did was I whipped up some buttercream here for us. And got out some raspberries, some strawberry. We'll be gentle with these, see. Anyway, got some peanut butter out. Okay, so here we'll do the chocolate ones too. Got to be very gentle with these. You definitely want to get them off the paper before they get too cold and set on. Okay, and again, this is why I sprayed the paper, so they just come right up. See, that's what we're looking for right there. Oop, didn't mean to. That gotta be so gentle. Sometimes a spatula would probably be good to use. Okay, that one off. That one. All right, I like doing them upside down. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, you don't need much on this. There's so much flavor in this filling that you don't really need very much at all. Now, I wish I had some fresh fruit, because some fresh fruit would really make these like completely over the top. All right, that should be good. Okay, so there's that. We'll do the same with the raspberry here too. Might as well do these peanut butters right now. You don't need much. Wish I had some fudge for these. If I did, then that would definitely be going with the peanut butter, and that would just, whoa. Actually, I think I do have some peanuts. Alright, so there's that. Alright, so I've got this buttercream all whipped up nice and light. So, in case you haven't figured it out yet, what I'm doing here.
Hard to believe the solar eclipse is just a handful of days away, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Sure. A cake taco. Like I said, these ones need fudge. The trick is to get them formed before they get too cold, so they don't crack apart on you. Okay?
Okay.
Alright, here's those. Yeah, look at that. Yummers! See? That's what I'm talking about now. See, now if I had a couple of nice fresh strawberry slices to stick on
Oh
there,
God, that would be
that
divine.
would really bring it over the top. And then you'd see exactly what it is. You know, that would be the way to go.
Yeah, I could see this being very easy to make. Late night,
this is such a no-brainer.
rainy day.
Think about it. How long did they take to bake? Only
Less
2
than 10.
minutes. I mean, it was like, you know, no time at all. And they call them no time at all, too, you know. So, this is a very, very delicious, quick, simple dessert. And, you know, I mean,
That'd be a perfect dessert for when you're doing taco night.
Well, yes, absolutely. But not only that, I mean, you can just use your imagination and just imagine all the different things that you can put inside of one of these things.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So, here, let's do this. Let's, yeah, these white ones are nice.
Well, they seem to be holding up pretty well.
They've got that perfect amount of sponginess, but yet they're not all brittle, you know. This one's a little under. See, when they're crumbly like that, you can tell that they're a little bit underdone.
Yeah.
You know. So let's do. Let's do a couple of these with just icing.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, another one that I think would be great with the white. Blackberry jam.
Yeah, totally. Oh my
or you
gosh.
could go crazy and get caramel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Possibilities are just endless.
Now you're thinking. And for you folks at home, I mean, just imagine the possibilities. All you got to do is go into look in your fridge. Heck, you can put some strawberry jam in these things, and that'd be pretty darn good. Okay, so This is the raspberry. Gotta do some raspberry, right?
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah. Alright, let's see. Okay. Hanging. Heck yeah. I know I could probably be good for 2 or 3 of these things.
Easy.
Easy. I mean, think about it. It's only. I mean, look at how much of a dessert it is, but yet it's only maybe 1/4 of a cupcake.
Right.
Okay. It's more about the filling and the icing than it is about the cupcake.
Right.
The medium to get there. Alright, let's put this off to the side. Ooh, let's do some of these raspberry chips.
Yeah. Chocolate and raspberry. Oh, that's an infamous combination.
Yeah, I think we're going to definitely do that. Ooh, this one's delicate. Barely got it up.
Well, didn't break all the way, so that's fine.
Well, it's still going to taste the same, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's another one.
It'll still eat.
It's alright. Still be yummy.
Oh yeah.
See, I think I got a little less spray on the paper with that one. That's probably what happened.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, gonna need to reload here. Okay. Gotta burp that bag.
Burp it.
Okay. Is that buttercream? And you know.
I could see using this thin cake technique if you were like making, say, like one of those holiday log things where it's like you make the thin cake and then you have the batter, you do the icing, and then you just roll it. Similar to another lesson we did a while back.
Yeah. Alright, so these are chocolate discs.
Ooh, tasty.
Someone to get a little treat.
Nothing wrong with that.
A little treat. A little surprise in there. Alright, let's twist up these raspberry ones here.
Mmm.
Oops, that's that broken one. First.
We won't say anything.
All right, folks, welcome back to the channel. How you doing? I'm John from Elegance Pastry Shop. I hope you're well. great to see you. So, for tonight's video, it's hot. I don't feel like turning on the oven. So, we're just going to make some chocolate truffles. Make some chocolate loveliness for the ladies. I have some fudge. I have some different assorted toppings that we can decorate with. And I have some wonderful dark chocolate. So, let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I have this fudge here. Now, I had it at room temperature, okay, so it was soft. And then what I did was I put it in the fridge for about 45 minutes to an hour just to put a little chill on it. The reason I didn't want to use it fresh out of the fridge is because then my scoops of chocolate would be very, very solid and stiff. And I would never be able to just roll them comfortably. Okay, so they're going to be soft and pliable. This way, I'll be able to roll them quick, roll them round, get them in the freezer so they can set right up, so I can dip them in that nice warm chocolate that we're going to melt in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to use this little scoop here. Now, this is if you go to Walmart and you see the different cookie scoops that they have, you'll see different sizes. This is basically the smallest one. Okay, so it'll make a small chocolate chip cookie, or it'll make a nice round truffle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to nice and gently scoop an even amount, okay? I'm not heaping it over, okay? Very important. You want them to all be the same size, okay? Oh, look at that. Isn't that nice? See how easy it is when it's like this? See, the fudge is soft. It's firm, but it's soft. Oh, yeah. That's going to be some nice rolling right there. Yeah. Did it hit 90 today?
92.
92? Yeah, I'm not. I told my wife, I don't really feel like, she's like, what are you doing for the lesson tonight? I'm like, I don't feel like turning on the oven. She's like, oh, okay, I get that. She's like, truffles are kind of old hat for her. She's like, oh, well, whatever, truffles. I'm like, well, people like truffles. They're good.
Indeed,
homemade chocolate candies. Yum.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many we got here? 4 times 4, that's 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might as well bring it up to 20. Okay. These are soft. Now, basically, once around on the hand is going to be all I'm going to give them, because I don't want the filling to just melt in my hands. Okay. Oh, that's yummy. Okay, let's put this over to the side. Okay, now, like I said, a quick, and if I find that they're getting too soft, then I'm just going to chill them the way they are, because they somewhat got their shape already. But let's just give this a go here. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I'm going to need to chill these. All right, so let's take a break. Let's chill these in the fridge. Okay, I mean, if I'm going to struggle with the first one, then I'm obviously going to struggle with the rest of them. And I don't want to just make a mess. So let's chill these for 10, 15 minutes, and we'll be right back. Okay. All right. Welcome back, folks. Pardon me. Okay, so since I was on camera last, I took a moment and I rolled these truffles balls. Basically, you just grab one, you give it a couple of twirls, and set it down. You want them to round them. Remember how they were scooped? They had flat spots and so on. Anyway, now that these are round, what I did was I froze them. They were in the freezer for, what do you say, 45 minutes maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, basically overnight is best, okay? But, I needed to get them firm enough to dip into this chocolate. Now, I've already melted the chocolate. This is dark chocolate. This is a pretty good chocolate. It's like, 64%. This is a product from Noel. It's a French company. But you can use basically any kind of chocolate, any kind of dark chocolate, just as long as it's viscous enough that you can dip your truffles in. You don't want to have a chocolate that's like too stiff, even though it's warm and melted, so to speak. Okay? So, that being said, okay, I'm right-handed, so what I like to do is go like this. Set my big fat butt down. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop one in, cover it with chocolate, pull it back out, let it drip for a sec, grab it with my fingers, and then I want to let it slide right through. Slide right through the fingers, okay? And basically, what you're looking for is to leave as little of a fingerprint as possible, okay? And you want to leave as much of a coat as possible, but not to where it's like dripping into a big giant puddle underneath, okay? So it takes, you got to get the hang of it, so to speak. And it's best to just go one at a time, okay? Because remember, these are cold, okay? And if I drop 2 or 3 of them in there, what's going to happen is they're going to have a whole bunch of chocolate solidifying around them, because the cold core is going to, suck the warmth out of the warm chocolate, and then you're going to have a truffle with a big giant coating. And it'll be too much. So you don't want to. You want to avoid that. Okay. You just want to let them slip right through the fingers, like I'm doing. Be patient. Okay. Notice I went all the way to the edge because I don't want to drip across the ones that are already done. Okay. Nice. Okay. So the filling recipe, okay, I just use my basic fudge for this, which is, I like to use 1 quart of heavy whipping cream with 36 ounces of chocolate. I use mini chocolate chips. So that's my recipe for that. I scald the cream. When it scalds and boils up, turn the heat off, drop all your chips in, stir it, let it sit, let all that chocolate melt right in, and then when I pour it off, I usually do it through a sieve, so that strains out any little last pieces of chocolate, little chunks. This way, that gives me a nice smooth filling, okay? So that's what this is, okay, the fudge recipe. Now, I also do have other recipes for other different types of fillings that can be truffle fillings. And likewise, I have recipes for like an orange filling, a lemon filling, a white chocolate filling. So, those might be something that we want to explore if people, are interested and want to ask for that. Okay. All right, so I've got just 5 left, and I've done a bunch here. Now, one thing that I did do, look at all this chocolate here. I want to get that up on there. Anyway, one thing I want to do is decorate these a few different ways. So one of the ways that I wanted to do it is to add some nuts to the truffle. And I have some chopped pecans that I just chopped a few minutes ago. So what we'll do is just sprinkle a few on the pan here. Here, let me do this. Just spread them out a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop them on the surface. And I like doing that because I find that if you try and rolling the truffle in the nuts, it gets to be so much. There ends up being so much nut on the chocolate that it just becomes too much. That's my opinion. And I make them the way I like them, so this is the way I do it. By dropping them on, you end up getting a nice bottom layer, and it's like a full amount of nut. But when you eat it along with the rest of the truffle, it doesn't overpower the chocolate. The nut doesn't overpower the chocolate, and that's what it's all about for me. So let me demonstrate how I do this. Okay. Notice I have, I got my rag that I'm continuously using. I'm using my one hand with my two fingers for the chocolate. Okay. And again, it's the same method, but make sure you really drop, you're up a little bit so that I don't want to touch my fingers to this nut. Okay. Because then I'm going to end up getting nuts in the chocolate. I don't want to do that. All right, so I've got my one hand that doesn't have chocolate on it. I got my one hand that does. And notice I keep just going back and forth here. Keeping this hand, I'm not going to wash the chocolate off every time because that would just be a waste. Okay, now my truffles are starting to get a little soft. I can feel it. So, that being said, I would not suggest doing 5 dozen at a time. It's just too many, folks. You want to do this in small batches. I mean, you can make a bunch of mix. That's all fine. And you can scoop a whole bunch of them and, put them in the freezer. And that's all good. But as far as letting them sit out, ready to dip, you only want to get as few out as you really can dip in a short amount of time because, like I said, they soften up, they get condensation, and then once they get condensation on them from being frozen, then it's really hard for the chocolate to adhere to the center core. So, like I said, it's very important that you just get out a few, get them dipped up, and then, go ahead and, get more out if you have more to dip. Okay, so that'll be my last one right there. Okay, now I want to just take a moment and take a peek. Okay, all right. See all these little indentations here? These are my fingerprints. That's my thumb, and the other side would have been my forefinger. Okay, so now from time to time, that part will be thin enough that it'll pop through and the core will actually start to bubble out. When that happens, okay, if there's like a miss, then I would want to dip my finger in, okay, and just give that a little touch, see, just to hold it in. I'm not going to have that problem because I was very, very careful about letting them just slide right through my fingers, okay. The tighter you hold them, okay, here's one where I've got a little mess. The tighter you hold it, the more chance you're going to have a very thin spot on the side of your truffle, okay? You want to let them go, you want to have space in between, okay? All right, so now I've got them all dipped. I've got a few like that. Now what I want to do is, for a little contrast, I've got a little bit of white chocolate melted. Okay. So, you want to stir it up nice and smooth. And we'll just give these a little drizzle here like that. Doesn't that look nice?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Okay. All right. There we go. Looking good. All right. I'm going to pop these in the fridge for 5 minutes, and we will be right back to test one or two, or 3 or 4. So it's a beautiful spring evening. Sun is shining. It's a nice, warm, sunny evening. We're having friends over, so we have these wonderful fresh strawberries that we're not going to be able to eat all quick on our own, me and my wife. So we decided that we're going to share with our friends. And what better way to share some strawberries than to make some yummy strawberry shortcakes? So that's the plan for this evening. That's what tonight's lesson's going to be. So basically, I'm just going to make our dessert in front of you that I'm going to share with my company. So I hope you enjoy our video that we're going to have right here, right now. So to get started, I've got all these strawberries. I'm going to take a couple, I'm going to set them aside, but for the most part, I'm just going to basically slice them up, cut them up, and so on. So you can feel free to go quick through this if you want. What I like to do is cut a bunch of tops off like so. And just set them on. Okay. Set them upside down like that. These ones are a little green, so I'm going to leave them off to the side. Okay.
Oh, that will look so nice and plump.
Yeah. Actually, let me take these and put them over here. That way we can take all of our lit. Because then, they'll have a little extra time to basically marinate. Okay, this is a big one, so I cut it twice. Okay, the little ones here, I just cut them once in half, and then I give them a few slices like so.
A few moments later.
Very good, very good, very good.
And we're back.
And we're back. All right. I'm not even going to measure this because I just want a bunch on there.
Just eyeball it. Okay.
More sugar, more juice. More sugar, the sweeter.
Right.
So there's a trade-off. You don't want to,
Oh, sure.
There's a point of diminishing returns. So
I get it.
So basically, look at that. I've got all these strawberries coated.
So essentially what the sugar does is it draws the juice out of the strawberry.
Exactly.
Sweetens it.
Yep. That's exactly what happens. Okay. See how the sugar's all disappeared?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give it just a little bit more. Just another little sprinkling here.
No, essentially, don't be bashful.
Well, it's a lot of strawberries, too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yep. And the strawberries just kind of...
Okay, so the strawberries are basically, firm, but it looks like they're coated with sugar. Okay, but they're, obviously the sugar is dissolved, so it's not like they're caked on.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to pop this in the cooler for now. Is make the base, which is going to be the shortcake. Okay. Now I could have. We can do. There's many different things you can use for the shortcake. You can use biscuits. Or sweet biscuits. Sweet cakes, crumb cakes. I'm going to do. I've got this box of yellow cake mix here that I'm going to use, and I'm going to make the mix, and then I'm going to scoop some cupcakes. Figured that would be the quickest way to
works for me.
Get them baked and get them on the plate so that we can cover them with strawberries, eh? So, yeah. So for this box of yellow cake mix here, what I'm doing is I'm just giving it a little. I'm basically giving it a sift. Okay? And I've got everything all pre-measured. Okay? But as far as, those boxes, they generally say to put your mix in the mixer or whatever. Not you just put part of your wet ingredients in, mix it for a specific amount of time, and then add more wet ingredients, and then mix it for the rest of the time. I don't do it that way. What I do is I sift the mix, so I sift all the crumbs out. I add all the liquid in, the eggs, the oil, the water, the whole 9 yards, and then I sift it all together. And then it's just done all at once. And it seems to be smoother and work better for me. That's the way I like to do it. So, that's the reasoning behind the way I do it. Okay. Of course, we always have to do the egg thing.
Oh, of course.
And a 1. And a 2. And 3. Okay. And we got our water and our oil. And I'm going to use my whisk. Whisk this all together. Basically what I'm doing is I'm mixing all the lumps out, okay, anything dry, and I want it to be smooth, okay. There we go. Look at that. Very nice.
Smooth.
Okay. We don't need that. We don't need these. Okay. Put our shells in the bucket there. I like to take the bucket or the shells, and I keep them and I dry them, and then I crush them up and I put them in my garden. So that's what I do with them. All right, so we'll bake us up some cupcakes here. We have a nice yummy base to do our strawberries on. Okay. Okay. So I like to use the yellow scoop here. Seems to be the perfect size for my cupcakes. And it's one level scoop. Now I'm going to bake these at about 350 degrees, just according to the directions on the box. Okay, I'm going to bake them for about 8 minutes, and then I'm going to turn them, bake them another 5 minutes probably, and then they will be done. You can always check them with a toothpick if you need to, but basically what you're looking for is for them to be, spongy and done. If you touch the top of them and it sinks in, it's not done. If you touch the top and it springs back, it's ready. Okay, so we're going to bake these, and then once these are done, we'll be back so that we can do the next step. So sit tight, and we'll be back in 3, 2, 1. Keep the strawberries rolling. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit of whipped cream here by hand. I already whipped some to bring it quite a bit to where we want it, but doing a little more because we just need a little bit more whipped cream, and I wanted to show you. But I understand that this is very annoying noise, so we'll keep it to a minimum. Now I have a couple handfuls of granulated sugar added to this, and while I'm at it, I'm going to add just a touch of vanilla here.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because, we need to do that.
Absolutely.
Just a quick little, small little drop. Only a touch. You don't want to overdo it on the vanilla here. You don't need much. Alright, so now you can use, some Cool Whip instead of whipping this by hand. You can use the mixer with the whip, or you can just, use one of them whipped cream canisters you can get in the grocery store. I'm doing it by hand here because real, fresh, whipped cream is like no other. Okay, just saying. So, if you're going to go through all this trouble, you might as well give it the crowning touch, so to speak. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I'm whipping it until it's got enough body to hold up on its own. See how it is? Right there. A little bit more. Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's forming nice peaks.
It's good. Okay. All right, so now we have some whipped cream. We've got our strawberries. Now, these have been sitting in the fridge all this time. Look at how much juice has been drawn out of the strawberries with that sugar. Can you see that in the camera there?
Sure can.
All right, so now we have, some juice with our strawberries, and that means that the strawberries are just starting to break down, but not very much. Okay, we still want them to be firm and yummy. We don't want them to be mushy. Okay, so, and as far as those cupcakes are concerned, just got those out of the oven about 6-8 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay, and they baked in the normal amount of time. Took about 14-15 minutes. Okay, I turned them part way. Got some nice yellow cupcakes here. I didn't, underbake them or overbake them. They're just regular old cupcakes. So let's just grab a couple of these guys here. Now, they're still warm, but they're not hot. Okay. And this is the perfect way we want to enjoy these. So what I want to do is just open this guy up here like so. And this is going to be a double here, because this will be for the camera. So I'm going to cut these in half. Okay, actually, I should have done this. We can do this. That's what I want. Okay? Now, didn't I ask you to bring ice cream?
You did.
I think I did.
Yes, you
Okay.
did.
So, let's put some strawberries on. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Oh, that syrup. Look at that.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. You got
Just
that
luscious.
natural, yummy syrup. All right, so. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh. Our wives are going to be in heaven.
They sure are.
Uh-huh. All right, let me go grab the ice cream. Okay, so the reason that I put the strawberries down first on top of the cake is so that the juice would soak into the cupcake, which is, you know, where you're going to get all your flavor and all that.
Right.
So next, I want to... Dang it, they really seal this thing up.
They sure do.
All right, so now, put a little ice cream on.
Yep. Got a runner.
Oopsie.
Oops.
There we go. Okay. A little more strawberry.
On top. Oh, yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. And then
The crown jewel.
some of this real whipped cream. Now, this is actually optional. I mean, you can do whipped cream instead of ice cream, or you can do one or the other, or you can do both. We're doing both because that's how we roll.
Yeah.
All right. Now,